For those of you working on your essay, either starting or continuing, this video is for you. We're over the essay directions and the essay prompts. So for your essay, you have two prompts. They're both down here. You only need to choose one prompt. I'm only having you write one essay. You get two modules to complete that essay. So if you started your essay in module 6, it's due at the end of 7. If you're just now starting your essay in module 7, it's due at the end of module 8. For your essay, you should complete an outline. You should complete a rough draft. The peer editing, I'm going to be a little more lenient on since we are working from afar. If you have someone that you want to send your Google Doc to for feedback, that is awesome. If not, I am happy to excuse that step. The self-editing, I have a checklist for you all that I will be posting shortly for you to use on your essays. And finally, the final draft. Your final draft is going to be a product grade. It's worth 40 product points. Everything else will count as process grades. So we have two prompts here for our essays. Prompt number 1, both books, To Kill a Mockingbird and The Hate You Give, deal with issues surrounding race relations. To Kill a Mockingbird is written by a white woman and narrated by a white girl. The Hate You Give is written by a black woman and narrated by a black girl. So the question here is, how do the identities of the authors and the narrators change the way the issue of race is handled in both books? So basically, how is a book about race different when it's written by a white woman versus when it's written by a black woman? Or you can choose question 2. Question 2, both the books To Kill a Mockingbird and The Hate You Give portray the way black men are treated in the American justice system. Compare and contrast the ways in which Tom Robinson and Khalil are treated by the American judicial system and by the public. So in this one, you're going to compare Tom Robinson and Khalil, how the courts handle them, and also how the public treats them. This question is a little easier if you've read ahead. If you haven't read ahead, I would recommend question 1, but they are both doable. Now, what am I looking for in your essays? We've got our rubric right here. And for the rubric, proficient is how you get that B plus A minus. That is this column right here. In order to get that A plus, you're going to need to meet all of the advanced requirements. But the easiest way to digest this fairly large rubric is if you look at the criteria for success checklist. So in order to write a successful essay, I'm going to need formal language for an academic audience. We want to not use abbreviations like texting abbreviations like you. We want to spell out all of our words. You need to have a clear thesis statement, and your thesis statement needs to talk about both books, so both To Kill a Mockingbird and The Hate You Give. In terms of idea development, you need at least one quote per body paragraph. You need to analyze that quote, so you can't just rephrase it. You need to actually talk about why that quote is important. And your evidence needs to relate to your thesis. I don't want to see random quotes plopped in there. For your organization, you need an introduction paragraph. You should know how to do that from the previous modules. You need either 2 or 3 body paragraphs. It depends on how you're structuring your work. Basically, I want you to write everything that is necessary to understand your claim, whether that's 2 paragraphs or 3 paragraphs. And you're going to need a conclusion paragraph. You should know how to do that from your previous modules. In terms of language, your word choice should be clear and precise and meaningful, and your sentences should be easy to follow. For grammar, you should have appropriate use of commas, you should have complete sentences, and you should use your fanboys correctly. See No Red Ink if you need more help with that. You should cite all of your quotes and format all of your titles and indent the start of each paragraph. If you have any questions about any of this, feel free to message me on Remind.